So as I mentioned, I have a guest here, Mrs. Phyllis MacFarlane. Thank you very much for joining us on behalf of the ESOMAR Foundation. For our online viewers that are not so familiar with the ESOMAR Foundation, could you tell us what the foundation is and what are you working on?
Okay, we've been established now for a few years, and our main objective is to help the non-profit sector use research better and more effectively. So first of all, to do more research. Secondly, to do more qualitative research and talk to the people that they're actually trying to help. And we believe that if they did that, then aid money would be spent more beneficially and more people would have a better life. So that's very simply our objective.
And personally, why are you part of this project? What makes you proud of being part of the foundation?
Well, it's an absolutely wonderful project. I can't imagine that anybody would not want to be part of the foundation. I can't imagine that anybody would not want to really make the world a better place. I mean, some people think that, if you ask me, why should anybody support us? I mean, there are two reasons if you segment the world into two sorts of researchers. The ones who are interested in the commercial aspect. It's a big opportunity here, both commercially, to get more research, more social research done and make the world a better place. And for younger researchers who are interested in helping the world and making life better for people, then obviously that's the opportunity for them. But honestly, I've never met anybody who really thinks that we shouldn't be doing this, we shouldn't be using research to help people in the world.
Absolutely, I completely agree. What are some of the latest projects that the foundation is working on?
We have a new president this year, who's John Kiernan, and he had this great idea that we should have a competition. Everybody loves competitions and awards. So we had a Making a Difference competition where we asked for case studies of research which had particularly helped a specific NGO to achieve really a better result. And today we actually showcase the three winners, most innovative, best local and best international, and honestly there wasn't a dry eye in the house. I mean, all of them really were about children, which was a coincidence, but really you could see that the research had actually made a difference and more children were alive, as a result of the research saying, do this thing better. So we were very, very proud of that. I think you're going to interview the people afterwards who did it, and you should ask them about that. So that has been a particularly good thing. We've also identified that NGOs would like to do more qualitative research, but they don't quite understand it or know how to promote it or use it. So we've been running some webinars for NGOs. So I did 2 of those earlier in the year, and I've got 2 more, one in October and one in November. Look on the website, which again will be case studies, because it's stories that make people realise what research can do for them. So that's been brilliant as well. And also, if I can say another thing, we've been working with Paragon, which is an initiative to help the United Nations measure the progress with the Sustainable Development Goals. And we had 4 agencies do pro bono work for the United Nations to measure that. And so it was Lebanon, Sri Lanka and Romania. And again, that was absolutely fabulous. It was presented at a high-level political forum in New York by Kantar, and again, it just makes you proud to be part of the market research community and doing good for people. So
it's beautiful to see the research industry really just helping the world make the world better.
And we are quite capable of making that difference. We can help people sell more yogurt and more shampoo. We can also help save lives, and we should be doing it.
In what direct way right now can we address the industry to do something? What would be your call to action right now?
Okay, well, obviously the more people to help us, the better. I mean, I think the learning I've got now from the Making a Difference competition is that the people we need to influence are the donors, because they don't quite believe enough in research, I think. So we're going to look for cases to persuade the big donors to spend more on research. So I'm looking for people with ideas who want to volunteer and want to help in those things, you know. But really, I'm not short of volunteers. I mean, the people, not that I want to turn anybody away, but everybody I talk to is almost most helpful and most keen on what we are doing. So it's fantastic, really. And we are making good progress. So I'm very pleased.
Happy to hear. Always not short of volunteers, but always more welcome.
Always more, yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
My pleasure. Thank you for interviewing me. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And actually, as Ms. MacFarlane mentioned, we do have the last of the 3 Foundation Award winners joining us here today in the studio, which is the third presentation. Ladies, please, thank you. The third presentation. Hello. Maybe you can quickly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit who you are and basically what was the project that you worked on.
Sure, yeah, I'm Justine from Kantar Millbrown, based out in Singapore. So we've been working with Rebecca here from Our Better World, doing a not-for-profit research project about looking at cultural differences across the idea of contributing to social causes.
Yes, I'm Rebecca. I head up Our Better World, which is a digital storytelling initiative of the Singapore International Foundation. And so we're about telling stories of people doing good all over Asia. And we tell them through video, photo, and text stories, and then spread that online so that we inspire an online audience to get involved and support these causes.
So if I understand correctly, the project was launched because you had a challenge. How do you unify people across Asia to become a little bit more active? So can you tell me a little bit about how you approached that and what challenges you faced while working on this?
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of the research, what we were doing is looking at cultural differences really across 5 different countries in Asia and how to really identify what motivates people to contribute towards social causes. So of course, challenges in Asia are very much about it's not really a conversation people are used to having. So it's really about encouraging them to understand and get to those deep-rooted motivations about what creates that sense of giving and why people contribute and what that means for people.
Yes, and so based on the research, we uncovered insights on market sensitivities. And that was something that could help us in choosing the best story angles for our stories. And this was not just applied in how we crafted the stories, but in terms of how we prepared the social media copy and how we engage our community online after story launch. So what we've seen as a result of the insights that were applied is that we had more people taking action on the stories that we've told.
Perfect. So the results were very positive. You were happy with basically what came out of this project. Were there any specific action points or further projects that came out of this?
We actually started off doing research in 3 markets and went back to work with OBW. And it was so well received by the storytellers on the ground that we actually went ahead to commission another 2 markets on the back of it. So yeah, we were really pleased with the results from that.
Yeah, so the key was that we found there were very clear insights on how we could tell better stories that could trigger action from an online audience. And so for us, that was very important for us to share with our network of impact storytellers from across Asia. They're filmmakers, they're writers, they're photographers. And because then, how can we not just craft an aesthetically pleasing social media piece, but one that would get audiences to react as well as to take action?
It's really, really inspiring. Any other last messages or in any way that can the research community help further?
Absolutely. One of the key things is about getting people to watch those videos. So if you go to the Our Better World website, there's some incredibly inspiring stories on there, and we hope that people will watch them and share them further.
Yeah, so our aim is that we would love for more people to come alongside to spread these stories of good. And we're looking also for partners who would join us to take this to a whole new level, because we need a lot more stories of good to proliferate the online space, to counter fake news, and to inspire more people to take action. Because there are many of these nonprofits and social enterprises doing great work, and they actually really do need the support in terms of awareness, in terms of donations, volunteers, that will help them impact more lives.
Thank you so much. What an inspiring story. So go to, what was the link again?
It's Our Better World.
Please go to Our Better World, share the videos, look at them, and please share the story because it's very inspiring. It will help make the world a better place. Thank you both very much. Thank you. Thank you.